Good evening, my lovely internet friends. I'm just taking a few minutes to share with you before I try to wind down and fall asleep. Um, Today has been different for me because I woke up and it's like I couldn't fully wake up. I was just so out of it. I was so tired and exhausted. I just felt like I could sleep for 1,000 years. Like I was just so tired. And um, I'm really proud of myself for not not just like zoning out all day, but also being very kind to myself and listening to my body and going slowly. And it actually brought up a lot of ponderings I wanted to share with you about. I used to be really severely chronically ill, and I want to feel out how much I'm actually interested in sharing here. Like someday I would love to do like a very extensive video on it. Most people don't come back from what I um, experienced, and I don't consider myself chronically ill currently, but I do have more sick days than the average person. And sometimes it's just like this that I am hit out of nowhere with huge exhaustion. And I don't even really count those as sick days personally. When I was working a job, it was just like, oh, well, I'm feeling crappy today. Just push through it, because that's what you gotta do for a job. I had to reserve my sick days for days when, like, I am completely incapable of anything whatsoever. Um, Sorry, I just realized, like, do I have a black eye? My toddler is kind of violent, and it's hard to tell because we kind of get injuries all over from him. um, or is it just like the sleep deprivation? Who knows? So, yeah, I don't consider myself ill, like chronically ill, but I still have days like this, and I don't notice them so much. Usually I just like count it as an off day and just kind of write the day off and go about my day like the next day. But because I'm doing these vlogs, I was like, what do I want to share about today? And what coming up was just honestly how grateful I am that this is all it is, that I can have a day where I'm feeling exhausted, and it just means I can't do as much that day. It doesn't mean that I can't get to the bathroom on my own, which used to be the case. It doesn't mean that I can't make a meal for myself. It doesn't mean that I'm unable to parent, or that I'm unable to drive, or that I'm unable to walk. I mean, this is how it used to be, is that my worst days, I I had to crawl to the bathroom, taking several breaks, and that was all that I was able to do that day as far as physical exertion. So today, when I'm just pondering what I feel like sharing, it's just like all of today has felt gratitude. Um, Pondering back, usually I can't ponder back too far, and I have to be careful again because the PTSD is still very much unprocessed from that time. But just the pondering is just so much gratitude that I came back from the depths of that, from many years of that. And even the tooth pain I'm currently feeling, I have a problematic tooth, and I have a dentist appointment for it, but they said, based on my symptoms aren't severe enough to come in right away, so it's going to be weeks. And I've got pain, I've got swelling, it's a whole thing. And uh, the gratitude is that it's been very difficult for me to get a dentist to treat me. Here in the US, you would not think that this is an issue, but it has been a massive issue to try to find a dentist who is willing to treat me based on, um, usually they see the blood tests that show that I am allergic to certain things that most dentists use, and they just say, no way, we can't see you because of liability. And that's contributed to a lot of my dental problems. You wonder why I'm missing a bunch of teeth? That's a huge contributing factor, is that I simply could not get dental care even when my gums were oozing pus, literally. And my doctor was scared for my life, and she was calling dentists too, and no one would take me. So that's all in my history. And so now I have a dentist, one dentist who was willing to see me. And so now when I have a tooth problem, I can call them and I can have confidence that they will see me and they will take care of me. And so, like, I'm in pain tonight and that sucks, but the genuine gratitude. Okay, I have to stop here. I have to qualify this because I have a big problem with false positivity, with toxic positivity, with the whole thing of like, you have to be positive no matter what. And like, that doesn't work for me. For me, positivity has to come from a genuine place. So if I was just feeling really upset right now, like, this would not work. um, but I am able to genuinely appreciate that I have access to dental care again. And I can really feel that and appreciate that. And so when my tooth is hurting, I am able to kind of tell my body, like, look, help is coming. Help is on the way. There's a date on the calendar. If it gets worse by then I can call them up and they'll get me in sooner in one of their emergency slots. And so that wasn't the case for much of my life. And this is part of reprogramming myself from that PTSD, is to remind myself, hey, this isn't the story repeating. This is a different story happening. I had infected teeth so bad in the past that I started looking into how to extract them myself, because it was months on end of hours of phone calls every single day with no help whatsoever. It was extreme. It was really bad. Um, and I ended up finding someone willing to do it. They didn't take my insurance, but I went thousands of dollars into debt while I was living on the streets in order to save my own life, in order to get these teeth extracted. So that was the big thing that happened in the past. That is just so unimaginable. Not the only big thing, the big dental thing. And it's just so unimaginable in the US with insurance that this would happen, but it did. And so even though today I'm not currently like in a panic attack, I don't feel like I am in a flashback. When I feel this tooth pain, I cannot help but hear echoes of that in my head. And today it is coming back as gratitude. Gratitude that I am not in the same desperate, traumatic, fragile place that I was back then. So I had a slower day today. I still managed to throw some things away. I still managed um, to have some really good quality time with Loki and Lim, and I didn't get a whole lot done, but I managed to stay in the present, to stay with myself, and to just see the big picture of gratitude, um, despite not being where I would prefer today. So I just wanted to share that and connect briefly. I hope you all are doing well, and take care.